where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking plan.
Please welcome Neil Patrick Harris.
Ever since, Neil rose to prominence as an adult, there have been the rumors. Is he a robot? Was he sent from the future to make us better? Did the government imprint him with these skills that he has? Which, by the way, is my favorite, I believe. I like to think of Neil as the Jason Bourne of entertainers, that he just suddenly can do stuff when he has to. You have to host a talk show. I can do that. You have to juggle. I can do that. Why? I don't know, but I'm scared. None of these things are true. The fact is, Neil is just a man. A man following his muse, and clearly his muse has ADD. When I talk about Neil as a man, though, I actually want to say this for real. I use him to define what a man is and what a man can be. I knew Neil socially when I asked him to do Dr. Horrible for the sum total of no dollars. And he threw himself into it, not just into the part, but into the project, the publicity, with such passion and such gusto and such dedication. When he hosted the Emmys a year later, he insisted that Dr. Horrible, which most people didn't know anything about, be a part of that giant program because he cared about it. He cared about what it meant and what it meant for the industry. And that wasn't something he had to do. That passion, dedication, these are part of my definition of a man. Priorities, decency, family, because it wasn't hard enough without twins. So he decided to add that to the mix. Neil has created this moment. He has worked for it, not just for it, but he has worked in a way that would cause it. I think in a profession that's acting, defined largely by helplessness, helplessness against circumstance and what you're cast in and where you go and how people perceive you. Neil has never seemed helpless. I think you get one of these stars when you appear to have been inevitable. Neil has never let anybody walk all over him, and as his reward, now everybody can. And it's about time.
I'm very honored to be here to celebrate my friend Neil Patrick Harris, because no one is more deserving of receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. As most of you know, Neil has been entertaining audiences in television, stage, the internet, and film for over 60 years, and he just honestly couldn't look better. But I do truly believe the hardest thing to achieve in this business is longevity, and it's the unique combination of skills and qualities that Neil has that has kept him beloved for so long. First of all, he's quite simply the most wildly talented person I've ever been around. There's no jokes coming up in this part. This part's sincere. He can act, and he can sing, and he can dance, and he's a magician, and he can host, and he can direct. And like Joss said, he has the kind of talent that people had in the old days when you had to actually be talented to be famous, which I think is fantastic. Neil was lobbying to host this event for the past 3 weeks, and they were like, that makes no sense. And he was like, fine. But most importantly, Neil is a great and loyal friend to everyone who's around him. He cares about people's feelings and people's well-being, whether he knows them or not. And it's that quality, more than any of the other amazing qualities, that makes me so proud to be here to celebrate someone who I truly admire. I'm proud of you, and I love you, and congratulations, bud.
Now, Neil, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame on behalf of the city of Los Angeles. And the city has prepared a beautiful resolution in your honor, and I'll hear it. And so it's my pleasure on behalf of the city to present you with this beautiful award.
Thank you very much.
And we'll post to the boxes there.
Wow, thank you all so very much for coming. Thank you, Joss, and thank you, Jason, for those kind words. You too, sir. I appreciate that. Fox, well played. Nice job, Gary and Dana. Good timing. I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to the members of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for choosing me as the recipient this year and for working so tirelessly actually to improve this area for visitors and for locals alike. You're doing a fantastic job, so keep up the good work. As much of an honor as this is, unfortunately it won't be the first time I've been plastered on the sidewalk in front of the Frolic Room. And yes, that includes right now. Happy hour starts early in there. Before I pass out, let me take you back to my first experience in Hollywood. I was 14 years old. My mother and I were visiting from New Mexico, and we went to see a taping of a show that made so many up-and-coming artists of my generation dream of getting into TV, Family Double Dare. It was the pilot. Bruce Jenner was the host. Bruce, you're here to... No? He's not? Okay. Next time. Next time he'll come. So after an afternoon of greed and slime, obstacle courses, and pants and pies in the pants, Mom and I decided to skip the bus and walk back from Sunset Gower Studios to our car at the Mann's Chinese Theater. And we thought it would be like a fun 5-minute walk. And 2 hours, 3 screaming prostitutes, and 4 Elvises with syringes in their arms later, we reached our now radio and hubcap-free station wagon. But along the walk, I remember looking down at all those stars and seeing names like Mitchell Lyson and Spring Byington and Milton Sills and thinking maybe someday in 100 years, people will see my name and say, who the hell was that person? Right now, my twins Gideon and Harper are too young to quite understand this honor. They spend most of their time peeing and vomiting on me, which, let's be honest, is probably what's going to happen nightly to my star here outside the Frolic Room. But someday when they're older, I'll take my children here with my heart bursting with pride, and I'll say, kids, your old man was the 587th Hollywood star in the television category. And God, that sounds good. Thank you everyone for coming out, really, especially David Burtka, my better half, who I love more than anything in the world. Except for this star. And I'd actually like to take a serious moment to recognize someone without whose guidance and integrity would never have allowed me a career in this industry. Bo Shute is my once agent, my current manager, my constant counsel, my quality control, and most importantly, my lifelong friend. This would never have happened without her, any of this. So Bo, I dedicate this star to you. Thank you so much. And if I can leave you with one final thought as you head home and you return to your loved ones, it's this. The Argyle entrance to the 101 is temporarily closed, so you might want to backtrack and head up near Bronson. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Neil Patrick Harris.
Kneel to your right. Kneel to your right. Great stuff, great stuff. Take two. Background. Just right, the two of you. Get out of there. Neil, the two of you. Okay. Folks, after you receive your autograph, please back away.
Yeah, 1 second. Who to? Ed. Come on. How are you?
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Just it seems like you've been able to be true to who you are, and it's made your life even bigger. Can you talk about that?
I will when this truck goes by. I'm very grateful to be living in a year, in an era, in a location where there's lots of examples of people who are living as proudly as they can be and providing lots of examples. So it's a good time.
Because you are a great example of it. You're just out there doing everything you want to do without any, fear, seems like.
I'm an actor. I just like to work.
Yeah.
So all I do is audition when roles are around my way, and if they hire me, that's great. And I have gotten a lot of great gets.
Can you give us a station ID really quick?
Oh, I'm not going to say. Sorry.